What's happening, collectors? We got another resin model, this time of the LaFerrari Aperta, which I don't have a casting of. So this is by a brand called DMH, Describe Machine Honor. I guess that makes sense. Thick cardboard box. It's unlicensed if it bothers you. It's supposed to be 1/64 scale, and it's made of plastic and not metal, which is actually a good thing, unless you collect Hot Wheels a lot. Let's see if this is new. Well, it looks new so far, but the way I tell now is to see if the base is scratched. Acrylic is easy to scratch, so... yeah, I probably should have cut that with the scissors longer than that, but still, we got it done. Loose cover. Is it new? That base looks scratchless, so I think this is a new model. Let's look at some images here. This baby blue color. Now what I like about whoever owns this particular one has gold wheels. You can actually see the wheels. I'm not a fan of the whole black wheel thing. It's really odd. So whoever owns this one, no. Why would you buy an expensive car? You can barely see the wheels. I pull up the side image though, just to see the matching of the windscreen, the front fender. They match up very well. The rear, look at that, matches up very well. Looks pretty good. All right, got this rear. Same car, I guess, as the first photograph. And then I found this image. A little top view action. Oh boy, okay. It's really hard to focus between the two. So I'm going to guess this is the Aperta, seeing how there's no T-top like action, whereas this is the coupe, and the half of the roof goes with the doors. So we got this acrylic base, and we got this nameplate here, which is printed pretty nice crisp printing, many colors. And this number 92 of around 300 of this colorway. Some sort of 75th anniversary thing. And maybe that's why they created the LaFerrari. Please leave a comment if you know, because I don't. Yeah, 2022 I guess was the 75th anniversary. Alright. Well, I guess let's mix it up since we're at the top already. Let's start with the front top. I'm focused 4 times more than usual. And the Ferrari logo, the horse looks like it's upright, and can't read the text or anything like that, but let me just give you an idea here. This is a toothpick right here, so see, that's a pretty small decal. And then this white paint here looks pretty good. It's actually not going into the gaps, which might be realistic to the real car. And then this one has 2 radiator fans down in there, and I'm now thinking that's a metal plate painted black, like a etched piece that's painted black. That's what my impression is. What's nice is there's actually some metal etched vertical plates here, like right here and right here. See, that they're so thin they can't be plastic. And that also makes me think, well, I'm not sure if the blue thing here is metal or not, or this thing is very thin, but it's not as thin as this black one, so maybe this is resin. But anyways, down there, yeah, it looks like a radiator, very cool. And then there's some sort of decal of carbon fiber here. Now, you'll notice the smoothness of this. So this decal is underneath the clear coat. It's perfectly smooth. Same with up here. Look at the reflection of the LED above us. There's a sharp edge, right? No waviness of a typical decal. So I think it's under the clear coat. You'll see these little dots here raised up. Probably the washing fluid for the light assembly. There's a little bit of glue holding the edge there. I'm not sure if there's any other way around that. Probably not. Yeah, it's kind of messy. Someone noticed that on some of my other resin reviews, but I just don't know a way to get a cover in there without gluing it down. Okay, the headlight in there looks pretty nice. A dot. But there's no resin, or is there? I kind of feel like if that's a projector, and look at the front photo, it might be a projector. It would have been nice if there's like a drop of resin covering that thing, but I don't think there is. It's just that you'll see it on other resin models. Alright, so up here, these segments here for the LEDs, it's possible that's a piece of metal because it's so shiny. Look how it catches some of the light there. So that might be a photo etch grid or something. And then, I don't know if there's black or what around the edges of this lens cover. I don't know. Alright, this wiper blade here, it's photo etched, it's bent 90 degrees, it's perpendicular to the windscreen, so that's very good. Alright, you know what? Yeah, we're going to go out of order here, we're going to go to the interior now. Look at the dashboard. There's a lot of textures going on the top of that dashboard, right? Look at that, that's really neat. It's not even symmetric, like this venting here, some grilling, venting, carbon here, the venting, carbon. Maybe this is different black. It looks kind of silver with the light, but and then that's a different material. That's a little vent. That's a really cool dashboard. The top of a dash. It's so asymmetric, so many different textures. So now we have these central vents. They look like they have, you know, silver circular exits. There's 4 of them. Alright, yeah, alright. I can't zoom in any further. I kind of feel like I might need more light though. Wow, look at all the color in here. So all these buttons, the Italian flag in between those middle vents. The instruments there are black and white, very nice. And this is kind of like a D or squished oval steering wheel. It's got all the Manifesto switches or whatever switches they're called. All sorts of traction control switches and whatever it is. Anyways, very nice, very detailed. The center, I guess, column is got a carbon graphic on it. And I guess that's the e-brake handle, just sticking upwards. It's kind of weird looking. It looks like a... Oh wait, that's not an e-brake. That's some sort of pillar. But maybe there's 3 dials coming off of it? I don't know. I don't know. Interesting. Alright, the footwells have this ribbing texture. You can see, I think, some pedals way over there. There's a footrest with cross drilling way over there. I don't know what's going on there in the foot section of the driver. They don't look like pedals there to the right. But what else would they be? They're like black. I don't know. Okay. Maybe this is too bright. Hold on. 15 lumens. Maybe that's better. Doesn't wash out as much. Well, the door looks really nice. You see that door handle? I think that's a photo etched piece of metal. Look how thin it is, but from the side it looks like you'd be able to grab it with your hand. And then you have this carbon graphic for the armrest, or maybe that's the sill. It's a very three-dimensional door panel with many textures. Very nice. Behind the steering wheel, now seeing there's those paddle shifters. It's a photo etched piece of metal. It's so thin. Okay, let's see on this side. Yeah, the door, some silver there on in your door panel, carbon fiber. The seats here look okay. There's some red seatbelt buckles right there in the center. Although only one on the passenger side. Oh, there it is on the driver's side. And then it does have black seat belts hanging down, and there's a tongue suspended in the air here. So that's a separate piece, I imagine. But where's the passenger one? Oh, it's just off to the side. Okay. I'm not going to mess with it. It'll probably break off. It looks like there might be a prancing horse molded into the seat itself. Yeah, I think so. Let's see if I can get this closer without dropping the thing. And then also hit focus. Yeah, that's cool. There's a little prancing horse molded into the seat. Sticking out a little bit. I think the intention is probably they could paint that easier if it's sticking outwards. Alright, there's a little piece of glass, or well, plastic to mimic the rear window. Separate the engine from the cabin. Alright, Now you'll see the carbon fiber up here around the windscreen, and here, super smooth under the clear coat. Fantastic. Oh, I didn't even notice the molding here around the windscreen is a raised piece of, it's a piece of metal. Very nice. Fuel filler, I imagine. And then we got some dimples or something for the engine cover. What's up with that? You know what? I can actually see some dimples on that engine cover of the rear photo. It's just that, yeah, I've never seen them on a model like this. I don't know if those are like glued on or if they're like punched the plastic, but they're raised. They're sticking upwards. I don't want to pick at them because they'll fall off if they're separate pieces. It's very nice. And then flanking it is this grill, and you can actually see through the grill. You see the silver as I move it around? So that's a real vent. It's metal. Very cool. Alright, let me just get an angle here where you can see the engine. So it's a very shiny engine in there. The carbon fiber looks like wet carbon. Very neat. Doesn't have the wrinkliness of a decal. This is really impressive. No one's ever left a comment. What is this thing? Is this the oil filler cap? This photo etched piece of metal with the... It looks like a gear, some sort of venting there. Not sure what that is. It looks like there might be Ferrari script on the top of the engine there. It's just the angle. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are like metal Ferrari badges stuck on the induction system. Yeah, okay. Trying to see what else we have. We got this silver ring going around a hose. Maybe that's like feeding the air filters. So where would this get the air from? That leads us to this. Maybe, see this vent? It's got a separate piece in there, painted black. I wonder if the air comes in here and scoops around into that and it goes into the induction. Not sure. I guess it's not so important, but... Alright, the Ferrari badge here is in the upright position. I'm pretty sure I had one where it's upside down. This paint is so smooth. The reflection, the edges are so sharp. It's very impressive. Alright, I know we're going way out of order, but gotta mix it up, right? Let's see, this rear end here. The middle horse there is a shiny piece of metal. And yeah, it's centered. It's nice to have a LaFerrari license plate. Might be a little crooked, but it doesn't bother me. This little thing here, I can feel that texture. So that's a piece of metal, and they painted it black, photo etched. These are real grills again. And when we get the flashlight, I'm sure we could see the engine through it. Yeah, look at the blue bay back there. There's some black paint back there. Maybe they could have done a better job there, but I'm sure most people aren't taking flashlights to these things. So it does look like there might be air passing to the engine bay, but everything's so far back there. Okay, so again, the carbon back here on the bumper, super smooth. Look at the reflection. It's a perfect knife edge. So that's really smooth. Then we have some resin reflectors. Very neat. We have metal tubes, I'm assuming, here for the exhaust pipes, because the edges of the tubes are really kind of coarse, like the knife blade, but they're deep and they're very round. And if I took the time, I could probably take that extra metal off of that edge. Anyways, maybe that's a little crooked, that pipe there, but this side looks pretty good. And then here, again, nice carbon fiber, and it seems relatively smooth. I don't feel any wrinkliness there. And then what's up with this? These are raw stainless metal, I guess, winglets? I don't know. It's like a second layer of diffusion, they're wings underneath this carbon. So that's interesting. Nice that they have it. Very cool. I assume that's on the real car. I didn't even talk about this black stripe that's bisecting the thing like an F40. But yeah, this is a groove with black paint in it. The taillights here, there's nice translucent plastic red, and then the center, it looks like maybe that's a piece of metal with some etching there. So it's got some rings and stuff. And it almost looks like it's got like a star pattern as well. This is an awesome model. Awesome model. Okay, rear wheel here. We got the, I'm not a fan of the black, but you got the prancing horse there in the upright position. You got the tires, they are bulging out. And here, the tread blocks, yeah, no truck treads, no rally tires here, just good old street tires. And yet you can see they do have treads. That's how they should do it. That's how every brand should do tires. I don't know why so many make that mistake. So I'm gonna guess they're going for carbon ceramic brake rotors here because it's fascinating. These are like, they look like they're textured like a carbon ceramic. Technically, I don't think that, well, are real carbon, they're generally smooth, but it looks like a carbon ceramic surface. It's really impressive. And then you have a black caliper that's three-dimensional, and it has Ferrari and a little bit of red, white, and green there. So very impressive. The spokes are very, very thin, much like the real car. So we have a 70th anniversary sticker on this car. Why does it say 75? Don't know. I can't tell on the side photo. I'm gonna assume it's a 70. Nice little horse there. Yeah, this is neat. And then look, we got a tiny little lock or something way under there. Maybe that's a photo etched piece of metal. Yeah, there's gotta be a separate piece for this vent. I'm just trying, I gotta get a flashlight to get some light in there. Yeah, definitely separate piece. Nice texture. So then the front, yep, same thing. Yeah, nice little texture there. And then whatever this stripe is here, doesn't seem like it's carbon fiber, it's just a black stripe. It's wrapping all the way in there. That's odd. On the real photos, it also looks like it might just be black, but it's hard to say. That's a strange styling choice for Ferrari. I would think that would look cooler if it was just the carbon of the bodywork, right? But that's nice that they got that little lock detail there. There's a horse there. So these mirrors, very, very thin, bases here, and then this. I wouldn't be surprised if this is metal with a decal on it and they glued this on top of it. And obviously it's going to have a reflective sticker in there, being a model like this. Oh, rear view mirror. I didn't even catch that when I was going over the interior, but there it is, and it's got a reflective sticker in there. Front wheel. Again, look at that rotor. It looks like a carbon ceramic rotor. Very impressive. I sound like Project Farm. That's a great channel, by the way. It's in my subscriptions. So tire looks good, wheel looks good, all that stuff looks fantastic. Oh, there's a little bit of a thing here. I'm gonna guess that's like an amber running light, maybe a turn signal, because there's not one in the mirror. Wow. Okay, well, we went with the headlights, but down here we got this carbon. Again, it's super smooth under the clear coat, probably. A nice piece of metal here, nice etching. This carbon decal is well done. I don't see any real blue sticking out where it shouldn't be. Maybe like right there, but that's such a minor nitpick. It's not even, don't even count that. What I'm not liking is maybe I see some black here. I don't know, some sort of dirtiness of the, yeah, I have a suspicion that's trapped in the clear coat. Pretty minor. Can't really see it with the naked eye. It's just magnified, so I wonder if there's anything visible behind these grills. It might be too bright again. Let's try one lumen. No. Well, it's right. I think there's air back there, but I just don't see any sort of radiator or anything. I think it's just a big air pocket back there. Still, pretty nice to have a real grill. This side here. Huh, I didn't even notice this. There's some sort of belly pan sticking out here. It's super thin, like a piece of metal, but it's got a white edge. Now look at the real car. It does have a carbon plate down there, so that's interesting. Nice detail they caught. Yeah, I didn't even see it on that side, but there it is. Alright, a 70 there on that side looks good. Door lock or door actuator looks good. And the venting there. The venting there. Alright, I think that's pretty much the whole car. Went in reverse order today, pretty much. And it seems like it's a flawless model. Okay, let's get into some history here. We have the original Ferrari by Kyosho. This is a die-cast. I think it's pretty well done. I mean, for the cost of a die-cast Kyosho originally. This is the Evolution, called the FXXK. I feel like there should be an FXX, and we're in between those two. And then the reason why I bought this is because I bought the FXK Evo by U2, and they did a pretty good job on this. So I thought it would be, smart for me to get the Aperta version of this thing. So let those spin around a little bit. Let's get the top view here. Alright, so the question is, I wonder if, I think there is a resin maybe of the hardtop. I'm almost tempted to get it now, because you notice here this is bubbling up. I don't understand why, because I think this is a plastic roof. But it is. The purple metallic paint seems stable, though. This thing seems generally stable. Maybe they're just contaminants in the roof of these Kyoshos. And then this thing is great. I didn't really like this car in the real world. Something about the squished, it's such a low squished front end. I'm not a fan of it. I find the back half to be fine, but the proportions of the front is a little weird for me. But these models are really making me change my mind. I was starting to appreciate this car more. So I gotta say, DMH, you did a fantastic job today. I mean, this thing is flawless, and there's so much detail, details I have never seen before, like those dimples on the rear engine cover, and the engine's all clear coated. All the carbon on this thing is clear coated, so it can be done. In fact, like LCD Model, they're a die-cast brand, and they seem to do it. So all these resin companies should be clear coating their decals. It makes the car look more realistic. So if you're collecting these sort of things, if you have the time, go on their social media, go on other people's channels that review these things, leave comments like that. It's improbable they watch my channel, but if they do, I gotta tell you, they did a great job on this one. And I hope they continue down this path where we don't have wrinkly decals or air pockets behind decals. If it's all in the clear coat, even if there's an air pocket, it's improbable that that decal will lift off, so I think it's fine. I'm now noticing there's even a little black in this little vent right there and there. Very impressive. Yeah, this is really quite refreshing. So I appreciate you guys watching this stuff today, and pleasantly, these are not too rare to find. Even though there's only 300 of this color, there are multiple colors out there. And if you miss out on this wave, I'm pretty sure they're going to come out with a whole new batch of colors later on down the road. So you just got to be patient with these things. They're unlicensed models, so these people don't care about rules and regulations and laws, so they're going to crank these out whenever they know they can make money doing so. So that's just the way it is. Again, if you have ethics, this is not the channel to be watching. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you in the next resin video.